day 9 of cover to cover. My mic's not even on. Why did I have the mic and not even put it on? Welcome to day 9, Will Nelson's Variations Revisited. So I read this book. I started reading it. I got to about the 11th trick, and before I decided I was going to start recording myself perform all the tricks. We're coming up very soon to when I stopped learning, but this is called About Faces Aces. It's got a move in it from Phil Goldstein or Max Maven. Max Maven! It's kind of one of the longer tricks. It is 6 or 7 pages. But it is, I actually do think this is a good one. 4 kings and 4 aces are shown. The 4 kings are placed one at a time in different parts of the deck. The aces then magically turn face down, a la twisting the aces. For a startling finish, the aces change into the kings and the aces are found in the deck. I just had lunch with a few friends, and one of them, Seth, was watching this and watches the show, and he asked me, who is this for? So really, to me, it's I want to be able to show the non-magicians the kind of material other magicians are sharing with other ones. People always ask me, where do you learn your magic? And I always say books or DVDs. And these are the kind of tricks that are performed in books. And like I said, it's really hard to understand what you're going to get when you get one of these books. You don't know what's inside of it. You don't know what kind of magic you're going to be doing. The effects descriptions sometimes don't match the actual trick. They don't look as good as they say they are. And the other thing for me that really bothers me is magicians doing bad material because it was in a book by a famous magician, or saying bad jokes because it was said that's the joke they should say from these books. And I just want to give you a taste of how difficult this actually is, that it actually takes practice. You don't just read this book and go, oh, now I can do all the tricks, but you really have to work on each trick. It takes hours to practice them. But really, I think this video series is for magicians to see what kind of tricks are in this book and is it worth getting, and for the layman to kind of see awesome magic, or even sometimes okay magic, so they can tell the difference between what's kind of okay and what's really good. I don't think enough people get to see enough magic to understand the difference between good and bad. Hopefully throughout the year I'll have many different types of books and many different types of magic, so you can really get a grasp of that. Enough of the boring stuff. Let's get to the magic. Day 9. Gotta remember this trick. This is About Faces Aces. It begins with the 4 kings lost into 4 different parts of the deck. The first one's closer to the bottom, and each king goes above that and will be pushed in its separate position, losing all 4 kings into different places of the deck. No matter how many times we shuffle and cut, the 4 aces will now be used. This is ace number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now each ace will turn face down, but from the center of the packet. So when I snap my finger, you'll see the ace of spades has turned face down. Next is the ace of diamonds. The next one will be the ace of clubs. And finally, the ace of hearts. But it is a transposition, which means now I have the king of diamonds, the spades, the clubs, and the heart have switched places with the aces. So in the middle of the deck must mean that's ace number 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 aces found again, switching places with the kings. And that's as good as it's going to get. I only got through the trick twice because I kept screwing up. Not even halfway through. Very difficult. So let's talk about this trick. I think this trick is very cool because it seems like it's 2 different tricks in one. It begins with the kings kind of getting lost, and then it goes to the 4 aces. Now my problem with tricks like this is what makes no sense is, losing the 4 kings just in order to have them trade places with the aces. I always feel it's weird to, talk about something and then kind of throw it away and then now go into something else. Probably one of the only things I would do is I would not begin with the kings at all. Is I'd begin with a shuffle deck, and then I would grab the aces. I'd probably begin with the aces, showing them immediately, and then kind of going into the routine without talking about the kings. That way, when each one starts turning over one at a time, the spades, it really feels like it's a trick about the aces. It really feels like the kings aren't mentioned, so it's like a big surprise. So that last ace gets turned over, the ace of hearts, then all of a sudden, we turn the cards over, and there we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 kings. Then we come back to the deck, and all of a sudden we find the 4 aces that we just had are now been lost somewhere inside the deck. To me, that's a better kicker ending than seeing the kings and kind of knowing, well, they're going to trade places. We don't know the kings are coming, so it's a surprise. So after they switch, it's like where the aces go. And you immediately go to the deck and just go boom, boom, boom. I wouldn't mind doing this trick in real life situations and really getting a gauge of it. It's a great transition with a borrowed deck of cards. I think it's really good. It's definitely something you have to practice and work on because I failed at this many of times. But this so far of all the tricks, this is this and between your points of departure so far have been 2 of my favorite tricks. Day 9. Thanks for checking it out. Keep watching, like, subscribe. I don't care. Just make sure your dad stay away from pie.